Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Remember 11, The Age of Infinity. Last time, Tori had a bit of an episode. In the last episode. It was pretty dicey. Satoru had a bit of damage done to his body. Which I wonder what will result later because of that. Although I still feel like I made the right decision there. I just feel like she wouldn't have had the ability to dodge the chair. Or not the ability. She does have the ability, but not in his body, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, that does not make any sense. So yeah, let's see if more light is shed on this. Hattori clung to me and tightly squeezed my hand. He smiled and squeezed back in return. I was telling myself that as well. Still holding Hattori's hand, I sat down on the edge of the bed. I took a breath. Hattori silently shook her head. Looks like she doesn't know. If she's the alternate personality of Inubushi Keiko, I guess there's no helping it. I've never met the Inubushi Keiko personally. I've never met personally. I've never had tea at a tea shop. Tea at a tea shop? Who has tea at a tea shop? Coffee at a coffee shop, I think is the phrase that I meant to say. A tea shop. Actually, I think there are tea shops, aren't they? Wouldn't know, but I go to Dr. Pepper shops. Very brand specific there. It seems Inubushi has never awakened during that time. Does Inubushi Keiko really have DID? That file Yomogi found at the crash site, I need to reread it one more time. What kind of girl is this Suzukage Hattori personality? It might be recorded somewhere. I've got to confirm it. What happened to that file? I can't remember. Did he keep it or did he drop it? Instinctively, I gave a worn out sigh. I've been sighing a lot recently. It's a habit I've picked up. There are so many things I don't understand. And on top of those mysteries, even more problems are showing up now. End up leaving them all unfinished. What should I do? Hattori pulled at my hand. She's writing something down on a notepad again, looking down at it. The words "Red Room" have been written there. Not red rum. Murder. Maybe it is the exact. Maybe she's trying to get the do the exact thing that Red Rum says, only she doesn't know how to spell murder properly. Murder. Red Room. Although it probably has much more meaning than that. Apparently the color red and blue have significance in this story. Hattori continued writing, though it was only short words and phrases. What I saw was quite frightening. Red light seemed warm room. Okay. After saying those curt words, I turned back to Hattori's note and read over it again. The fragmentary state of the writing is probably due to how much Hattori is shaking. She can't even write straight. Can't write straight either. Maybe that's just how she does write all the time. Yeah. I was about to say the only way she seems to be able to communicate is with writing. That wouldn't necessarily mean that she would write well, or well, by what I mean well, I mean like legible. I didn't. Yeah, I guess it could make sense if she didn't know how to write Well, how do you describe it? Grammatically correct, I suppose. Kind of gives you a creepy feeling after reading it too. Hattori weakly shook her head. Looks like she doesn't know. At least it appears it's not in Sphia. As far as I know, this facility doesn't have any red rooms. Hattori eagerly wrote a continuation of the note. Cold, dark, locked up, all alone. Should describe it inside her brain? That would be interesting. Red room, enter. There Hattori hung her head, all worn out. The pen fell to the floor. I laid Hattori down on the bed. She docilely complied. The words Hattori wrote, they somehow rang a bell. The red room, is it scenery from inside Hattori's heart, or could it be something that she felt she saw within her mind? It is said that when people with DID switch personalities, the personality that is neglected feels like it was left alone in a dark room. That feeling, isn't it the sense of cold, dark, locked up, alone, like Hattori said? And when the switch occurs, the surfacing personality moves from the darkness to a bright room. In practice, it's not a bright room, but usually an inexpressible sensation now somewhere within her mind. That room, in other words, seems to be part of the symbolic scenery related to the physical world. According to the patients, it's not a bright room, but is represented with another figurative expression, spotlight. If we consider that to Hattori, that's the red room. It's a typical DID case. But Hattori can't understand that she has DID. So she's confused. I'm sure she has very painful thoughts, even more than I do. I want to somehow ease her pain, but with my strength, I can do no more than keep holding her hand like this. Just one more time, I murmured those same words. They were nothing more than consolation, but I couldn't help saying them. Hattori's hand strongly grips mine back. Then abruptly, the feeling of that hand vanishes in a single instant. Kind of an awkward... awkward situation that she put Satoru in, but apparently he's putting her in a bit of an awkward situation himself. Hattori's hand had changed into that of Yuni. No, that's wrong. Yuni was holding my hand and fixedly gazing at the palm. So, Satoru trying to, through palm reading, try to figure out what's gonna, who Kokoro's future romantic situation will be like. Is that what he's trying to do? That's kind of creepy. Probably, I figure it's for his specific reasons. It's creepy though. Unless Yuni, is just like, hey, I can totally read palms, and he's like, okay, why not? Okay, kid, tell me, what's up? Because, he is 11 years old, so. I'm pretty sure he's not, even if such a thing were a case, he wouldn't be a proper source. Looking at me as I inclined my head at him, Yuni suddenly got upset. I don't dislike fortune telling. When they did a fortune telling countdown on the morning news, I unconsciously watch it. Girls are like that, but I thought Satoru would be the type who opposes divination. He definitely seems like that, like the kind of person to complain, saying stuff like, "Where's the scientific proof?" So I was a little surprised. Yuni took a hard look on my face. His eyes wide, and while carefully observing my expression, he said, "First I had to confirm the time." As I thought, the wristwatch isn't here. Yet again, he removed the watch from my right arm. Where is it this time? Checked in my pocket. Not here. The ladder at the bunk bed. Not here. Turning my head around, I surveyed the place. Found it! The stuffed teddy bear on the chair. The watch was wrapped around the neck of the plush toy. Take it off and put it back on my wrist. Damn it! Next time I'll definitely tell him a thing or two. I watch these. Which hand did she say? Right, I think. My hand stays here. My hand stays here. I would hope so. Yeah, Satoru, he just casually, took my hand off and just laid it there beside the teddy bear. My nose itches. I hate it when I have to wristwatch. Watch. It was 2:28. I did accidentally say hand, right? Because if I did actually say watch, it's a hand. The whole thing was a little bit strange, that whole tangent there. Though, if the tangent was improper, it'd be normal, so, oh well. That would be interesting. I'll go ahead and let them finish with Kokoro's, but that is definitely an interesting other choice there. That would be interesting indeed. Not necessarily the reading, just him trying to convince her. I don't know, maybe she'd be like, "Sure, I'll have an 11-year-old tell me my future fortune." I thought that now was a time for something so easygoing, but I reflexively nodded Yuni's eager expression. Yuni scanned the palm of my hand. That was pretty hard to hear. She's taking an 11-year-old seriously. So what's the fortune telling of an amateur? Who's not only an amateur but 11 years old? Being told something like this about yourself is quite a shock. Pushing up his glasses, Yuni continued. If it wasn't vague, it wouldn't be fortune telling. Yeah, something will happen this year. Something moderate. You might come into some money. You will come into some money this year. Oh, dude. I got a paycheck! Yes! Yuni's expression quickly turned meat. Somehow he almost seemed about to launch into a sermon. Oh, great.
神様にお伺いを立てるって感じかな。
You know it in
そういう
agreement?
のもあるね。だけど手相占いとか占星術はまた別なんだよ。
Palmistry? Is that a real phrase? Palmistry? Okay. If they say so. Astrology here refers to Western astrology, a study or skill based on the belief that through the movement of heavenly bodies and their positions at certain times and places, an individual person's horoscope drawn from the positions of the planets, excuse me, the 12 signs of the zodiac and 12 astrological houses can be interpreted and used to foretell their future. Okay.
どっちかっていうと統計学なんだ。統計学？
I'm not so great with scientific discussion. Just looking at numbers lined up, I go
例えば
cross-eyed.
観想学ではおでこにシワの多い人はお金持ちになるって言葉があるんだけど、
No changing. Phrenology? What the crap is that? I've never heard of such a thing. A divination method is supposed to be able to foretell a person's character and destiny based on the examination of their cranial structure and facial features. Viewed as a serious school of scientific thought during the Victorian era, but has since been disproved and is now viewed as a quack medical practice. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
それはお金持ちの人を調べたらおでこにシワの多い人が多かったっていう裏付けがあるから出た結論なんだよ。
For some reason, the movie, trading places? Changing places? The movie with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. Which one was that? What was the name of that movie? For some reason, that makes me think of that. And because it took, a guy who was really rich. These, if you don't know what it's about, these two rich guys, for the sake of a bet, wound up rigging one of their, I can't remember if he was a friend, acquaintance. Close acquaintance. Yeah, he was. I mean, they were pretty close to him. I think they pretty much rigged it somehow to where he'd lose everything. Then they even found a poor guy. I think he was homeless. Yeah, he was homeless. Now I think about it. They're like, pretty much just got him, into money, and it was just as an experiment to see how people would handle stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
ロンブローズの犯罪人類学とちょっと似てるよね。
I'm saying that's the being able to, just from features and stuff. Seems like crazy stuff to me. Lombroso? Who the crap is Lombroso? What are all these things? An Italian anatomist believed that the different types of crimes committed by each criminal corresponds to specific physical traits. Also had an interest in the different types of criminals, which is now remembered as a source of modern criminology. However, his theories are now thought to be incorrect.
まあ、ロンブローズは大嘘つきだったけどさ。ちょっと待って。
Who the heck is Lombroso? It's all turned into gibberish now. Why does this child know so much about something like this? Press my hands to my temples. Somehow I could feel a headache coming on. Now, Yuni is definitely a strange one. I want you to speak more in Japanese. Speak my language, dang it! But I simply couldn't tell this to my child opponent. Hey kid, could you speak more to where I can understand you? You're really, really confusing me, person almost half my age, who has not entered teenhood.
なんでもない。続けて。
I'm I'm comparing the information that you were giving me to information already inside my head, and I am analyzing it. Keep going though. I think it's what she's trying to say.
で、どこまで話したっけ？ロンドンブーツ。え、じゃなかった。ロンブローズね。
Danger, danger. I wiped away my cold sweat.
ロンブローズはインチキだったけど、観想学はちゃんと信憑性があるものなんだ。サンプリング数の桁違いだからね。手相占いや先生術も同じ。数千年分も積み重ねられてきたデータの集大成なんだ。ね、統計学って言った意味がわかるでしょ？そうね。
When I think of typical fortune telling, no matter how I look at it, it has a somewhat shady image to me. But if you believe Yuni's words, even fortune telling has a scientific basis.
これで信じる気になった？手相に信憑性があるのは分かったけど、ユニがちゃんと占えるかどうかはまた別の話よね。あ、ひどいよ。だって本気が遅いなんて信じたくないし。
Though he pouted, he immediately began to grin broadly. Somehow it seems like his glasses are
それ
shining.
じゃあ別のこと占ってあげるよ。僕の占いは当たるんだから、絶対に。
No, that for some reason that sounds familiar. It does sound familiar. With a face that seemed a bit serious, Yuni glared at my palm. It does seem like he'll let it go until he's done with the fortune telling.
生命線を見ると、ココロンは20歳の時に大きな事故に遭うね。
Oh my gosh. I'm 20 now, and I was in a plane crash. And I'm stuck in a cabin. Yuni, you are amazing! How did he know? I'm pretty sure he's actually going to say something else, but that's the first thing I thought. So, curious what he's going to say. But we're going to have to find out next time. So I do hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there, folks.